Skoda Volkswagen Alliance here in India is on an offensive. They are out to capture a fairly large market share with a whole new range of products. We've already seen Skoda coming out with the Kushaq, but now they're here with the Slavia. This has just been revealed to us. It looks pretty impressive, quite attractive. It's got a very strong design language, something that we've already seen almost 2 years ago at the Auto Expo, and now of course it's manifesting itself in its range of products that are coming out from their plant in Pune. Now, the Slavia, of course, is a mid-size sedan. It will compete against the likes of the Honda City, the Ciaz from Maruti, of course, the Hyundai's Verna and other products as well. But what we're very keen to see, of course, is just how well its petrol powertrain performs in this car. Now, let me take you through a quick walk around of what the Slavia is all about. And as you look at it from the front, you'd see it's got those characteristic lines and design language that we already saw on the Kushaq. The front grille, very edgy. I like this nice line that runs through it. It's got an edge to it. The blacked out effect with those mirror finish elements right here on each spoke of that grille, well, gives it a very upmarket, gives it a very modern, contemporary look for that matter. Again, headlamps, crystal elements inside there, looks pretty fancy. You've got some nice texturing on the bottom, and of course you've got the driving lamps with those blacked out inserts. Again, gives it a lot of strength, makes it look quite handsome, quite attractive. The lower air dam also, as you can see, again, full blacked out effect. What I do like is this paint job. This blue, cerulean blue, looks quite impressive. It's something that we haven't seen in this segment ever before, but looks quite nice, quite attractive for that matter. If we move towards the sides now, what you would see is that the Slavia rides on 16-inch wheels and tires. Again, these are Seat Securas. This is a 205/55 profile. There's a fair amount of ground clearance that it's got, so it should be comfortable for Indian conditions. What you'd also notice is that it's a very short overhang for that matter, so it shouldn't technically have any problem driving over speed breakers as well. The length of the car, if you look at it from the side, is just a little over 4 meters long. Very strong lines coming in from the Skoda badge on the fender element, the shoulder and the mid waistline coming all the way, stretching all the way to the rear. I do like the lower line, of course, which runs across the door handles, which have got this chromed out effect, and they kind of wrap themselves around the tail end of the car, go all the way around the car. If you come a little further behind, what you'll notice is the Skoda badging on the rear. Very smart element, looks pretty impressive. It's got the badge, the Slavia badge right there. But here's the one thing that impressed me most, it's the boot space. That is a cavernous boot. This is one of the longest boots in the category, the largest boots in the category. Now, as I mentioned, it's a little over 4 meters in length, but it's also about 1.7 meters wide, which makes it one of the widest cars in this segment. So that should mean a fair amount of space on the inside for its occupants. The other elements, again, LED tail lamps, headlamps, all those effects, everything contemporary. I do like the texturing on the rear tail lamps as well. It's got this nice crosshatch pattern, and well, it looks, it is attractive. It will reflect a lot of light off it and make it look fairly attractive. It's a hot day, but it's a hotter interior. In fact, hot, and that's what I mean by that it's a fairly good looking interior. I do like this mirror finish that you've got on the dashboard over here. Even this element, it's plastic, but this gold effect gives it a very nice, very unique stance. In fact, I've never seen something of this sort. Lovely texturing both on the dashboard. This is hard plastic, but again, nice texturing right here around the touchscreen element. Again, on the bezels as well, if you look at it, it's got some very nice texturing around that. Looks quite premium. Very interesting design elements inside this cabin. I think Skoda's really worked their hearts off in making this cabin look modern, attractive, making sure that sedans make a comeback in the market. So very handsome interior, and of course several features that we can see on this car as well. I do think Skoda's giving its best shot, trying to add in as much as possible. I do like the look and feel of this screen right here, the clarity and the sharpness, phenomenal, looks quite impressive. Moving on, I also like the steering wheel element over here, very handsome. Again, it's got that two-spoke design layout that we've seen on the Kushaq earlier, and of course on some of the other cars as well that Skoda has been introducing in the market. But it's a very handsome steering wheel. It's nice and chunky, feels great to hold. I love this two-spoke element. It just kind of, it's just so futuristic. And even the buttons and the controls, the knurling effect on these rotary knobs over here, it just feels nice. It feels premium. I think if Skoda can price this right, they've got a phenomenal product on their hands. You can see out here on the dashboard, they've got the Skoda logo embossed into the sides of that instrumentation, the display over there. Again, LED display, all of it digital, and there's a fair amount of information that you can read out over there. Being a car in that compact premium segment, that entry compact premium segment, I do believe Skoda will give a lot of features in this car. As you can see, it will have your wireless charging and a whole lot of other features as well, both in terms of safety, of course, comfort and convenience as well. Now, this entire exhaustive list of features, what's available in the Slavia, will be made privy to us, I think, at the time of launch, which is not too far away, which is the first quarter of 2022. So it's not too far away. Now, Skoda claims that this is one of the widest cars in that category, in the sedan category. And of course, what we can see inside this cabin, there is a fair amount of space. And what I'd like to mention over here rather is that even though this has the width, I don't think it would be extremely comfortable for 3 people on this back bench. 2, brilliant comfort. You can even put down the armrest and get additional, support there. But if you had to put 3 people in here, it would be a bit of a squeeze. What I do like is that you've got AC vents on the rear. You've also got Type-C charging points. And if you look at it, there's a fair amount of knee room. There is an amazing amount of headroom for a sedan. Overall, this is a brilliant cabin. I also like the fact that this is a fairly low floor. And if you look down here, there's a very short, rather elevated transmission tunnel running through it. But it's fairly short, it's very close to the ground. And that's another advantage. If there's a third person sitting here, he'll be able to sit comfortably at least. There are 3 trim levels available with the Slavia, and these are the same trim levels that we've seen on the Kushaq, and they will continue. Of course, what will differ is the price range and the kind of features that are available on each of them. So here's the engine. This is the 1 litre turbocharged petrol that we've already seen on the Kushaq. Now the output is about 110 PS of max power. This engine will be mated to a choice of 2 transmissions. There is the 7-speed torque converter and of course a 6-speed manual as well. But the cream of the lot will of course be the 1.5 litre petrol. Keep in mind, Skoda, Volkswagen, everyone within the Volkswagen group offers only petrol engines at this point in time. There is no diesel option. But talking about the 1.5 litre petrol, now that makes about 150 PS of max power, and that will be made into 2 transmission options as well, a 6-speed manual transmission and a 7-speed dual clutch transmission. Keep in mind, that's 3 options that you've got, the 2 engine options and 3 transmission options, depending on what floats your boat. That's a fair amount of choice that you've got within these. Fuel efficiency figures, of course, not been revealed as of yet, but closer to the time of launch or at the launch is when we will know exactly what the ARAI fuel efficiency ratings are for this car. So all in all, a handsome product, looks pretty impressive. I think there's a lot of strong takeaways that Skoda has put in this. Significantly better design elements than what we've seen in the Kushaq for that matter, especially where the interiors are concerned. And I think this is something that could invigorate the compact sedan segment, because that's a segment that's taking a big hit. Numbers are going down tremendously. But let's see if Skoda can kind of build some of that excitement, bring some of that excitement back to that segment.